Right, so we'll begin the session, today's session. Let me introduce first. My name is Arun Bhagat, and I'm into Tally software business for the last 15 years or so. And okay, prior to, I started my own venture of Absoft Solutions. That is, we are the authorized five-star software, five-star channel partner for Tally Solutions Private Limited. And prior to that, I have got overall experience of 27 years rich experience in the fields of marketing, accounting, customer support, and finally into programming of Tally, and of course some few other programming. Like I used to do Fox Pro programming as well in the initial days. Then I turned to Tally in from the year 1999. Okay, prior to that as well, I was connected with Tally in terms of, while I was working as an accountant, I was constantly in touch of the Tally software. In fact, I was using Tally software right since 1993. So 93 was my first job, and I was managing accounting as well as EDP, that is electronic data processing. We used to have EDP departments then. Instead of IT department, we used to have EDP department. So I was managing both the things, and that is how I learned Tally. Nobody taught me Tally, how to work on Tally. And of my own, I started learning with the DOS based versions of 4.5, 4.6, and then coming to the uh, Windows based version, we started as version 5. Of course, I need to take you through the Tally's history. Basically, Tally software was launched by Mrs. Putronics Private Limited. The company today, what you see is the Tally Solutions Private Limited. Previously, it was known as Putronics Private Limited. So Putronics Private Limited started and they launched first accounting software. Mr. Bharat Goenka, he's the architecture and developer of Tally software. So 1986, he launched his first version, the official commercial version, we can say, which was launched for the use of other people. And prior to that, it was being used for his own business or his father's business, which, the entire family was into textile business. So they were using Tally software, or rather it was known as personal accountant software. So personal accountant software was used for their own business then. And then after that, they decided to launch it commercially. They sold it to few of their friends. And that is how Tally journey was started way back in 1986. Then after 3.5, 3.8 version was launched, version 4 was launched, and version 4.0 was launched, was the most popular version. I can say 4.5 was the most popular version then in 90s, that is 1991, that era. And then 4.6 version came, which was basically they made it as a LAN version, so which can be shared as a multi-user LAN version, and that is how 4.6 came in picture. So I started my work rather on 4.6, and that is how I progressed. That again, I repeat the same thing. Like 1995, Tally launched the first Windows-based version with inventory. That version was named as version 5. Okay, before version 5, all the versions were purely an accounting softwares, like purely accounting softwares that never included any sort of inventory or any other ERP functionalities. So version 5 was the first one to take care of all these things. But of course, that was the beginning on the Windows beginning of the Windows version of Tally, which we saw a lots of failure then, because version 5 didn't worked out well, and people were still used to use the DOS based version instead of using Windows based, or rather Windows was not that popular then in 95. It gained the popularity somewhere in the year 97 to 99. Windows, people started adopting Windows, and that is how then after adoption of Windows, people started moving on to the newer version of Tally, that was version 5.4. So it was the year 98 when 5.4 version was launched, and people started working on to 5.4. And till then, I mean, from 95 to 98, Tally got enough time. that is Putronics Private Limited. Of course, it was known as Putronics Private Limited. Got enough time to change, make a lot of changes, make it sturdy to work on the Windows platform. So it was stable by then, and then people started adopting, along with the Windows, people started adopting Tally software. So Tally 5.4 was again the popular version, and that is how the next journey began, which moved to the ERP era. So from 5.4 onwards, we saw 6.3, which was launched in the year 2001. 2001, 6.3 was launched. Then the next version was launched in 2005 when VAT was implemented in throughout the country, and that is how Tally gained more and more success. After that, new again, the next version was 8.1 and then version 9 and came to the version Tally.ERP 9. Presently, the version which we are using is the Tally.ERP 9, which was launched in the year 2010. And till then, we have seen so many releases within Tally.ERP 9 that is started with release 1, then, sub releases of 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today presently we are on to 6.1, sorry, 6.4, 6.6.1, yeah. And yesterday itself Tally has come up with one more release, that is 6.6.2. In fact, we got the mail about it yesterday itself. So that is how was the journey of Tally. Of course, in between the year 2000, year 2000, 2000, Tally changed its name, or Putronics changed its name to Tally Solutions Private Limited. So some of the stake at that time was taken by Mrs. Reliance, controlled by Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani then. So part of the stake of Tally was taken by Reliance Group. And then it started to be a part of Reliance project. But after 2005, the split up of Ambani brothers, again, the entire control was given to Tally Solutions Private Limited. The entire whatever capital Reliance had bought was paid back to the Reliance, and the entire control again came back to Mr. Bharat Goenka, who is the main developer and architecture of Tally software. So that is what is the history of Tally and a little bit of briefing about me. So as I said, I started my work in the year 93, and up to 98, I worked as an accountant. And later on, I joined Tally Solutions. Not exactly Tally Solution, but I joined then the partner based in Thane, and I started my work. I worked there for 3 years, and after that, I was posted in, or rather, I got a new opportunity in Dubai in the year 2001. So 2001 to almost beginning of 2004, I was in Dubai working for another partner who is associated with Tally. We launched, implemented, and provided lots of training in Dubai and few of the Gulf regions. Then again, I got a new opportunity in the year 2004 to be in Uganda. So I was in Uganda for almost 1 year. I worked there as IT head and managing overall Tally and the branches where I was working. I was handling entire Tally solution. Of course, I mean Tally as a solution, not Tally solution. So Tally as a solution, I was supporting the members. I was supporting them in terms of developing new programs with the help of TDL. TDL stands for Tally Definition Language. You might have heard this word TDL before. So Tally stands for Tally Definition Language, and I learned this language in the year 99, 2000, and started developing small models, starting with invoice customization, and then went on to certain reporting levels. So that is how my journey as a Tally programmer began in the year 2000, right? So after that, again, of course, when Absoft Solutions was launched in 2005, uh, I have my own team now. Almost we are 12 people as of now, and most of them are experts in their own fields. Like some of them are good in sales, a few of them are good in TDL programming, and few of the team members are good in customer support, on-site support, or the remote support. So that is how. So we will finish our introduction here and move on to the actual session of how Tally works, or basically you are here to learn Tally. So we will start our session with Tally. How you can operate Tally, or right. With today's session, basically I'm going to teach you about the basics of Tally. So what contains basics of Tally? So basics of Tally is nothing but after installation. Of course, I'm not getting into installation of Tally, but post installation of Tally, how you can start Tally, what are the kind of file structure Tally has, and what each file extension mean to you, and what is the significance of each file type. Similarly, you will be learning today about what are the menus available. That is the main screen of Tally that we call as a gateway of Tally. We have got two gateway of Tally screens, that is before selection of company and after selection of company. You may not be exactly understanding my language as of now, because what I'm talking is without showing you any screen. So of course you will be knowing what I mean to say before selection of any company and after selection of company, how the gateway of Tally screen changes, right? So we will begin our Tally training journey here. I'll start sharing my screen. Okay, so this is what is the Tally software screen you are seeing in front of you, or maybe on your screens. I would like to ask one question, like, which is the language you are more comfortable with? Is it okay with English, or do you want the it to be in Hindi, or it's a mix of Hindi, English, or maybe in case all of the participants are Marathi, then I can talk in Marathi as well. So in case you can just type, maybe all of you, English is okay, fine. So we will continue with English. I hope other participants won't mind with the English. In case you do not understand any of the topic which I am just going to train you or discuss about that, you can always ask me the question, and I will try to answer it in Hindi or the language, maybe Marathi language, whichever is convenient to you. Right. So this is the first screen what we have in Tally, of Tally. And this screen, basically, if I minimize the screen, I don't know. Yeah, this cannot be seen. Minimizing of screen does not change the view of my screen sharing. Fine. So you assume that, when we install Tally, whenever we install, or anybody, someone else install Tally for you on your computers or on your laptops, you always find an icon on your screen. That icon, basically, it shows Tally.ERP9 icon, right? So that once you click onto Tally.ERP9 icon, double click onto it, you find this is the first screen of Tally. We call it as a gateway of Tally. You can see on the top, there is dark green color line is there. Basically, we call it as a title bar. You can see my cursor movement. It shows gateway of Tally, right? On above, now just before moving ahead, I would like to teach you or inform you about the screen Tally's, the entire Tally screen, how it's divided into different parts. So on the top, below the name of the Tally, that is the main title, the Tally window, you can find few buttons like print, export, and all those things, cost, support center, help, and these buttons, Tally shop, language, keyboard. These buttons are available. We call it as a top button bar. We call it as a top button bar. On right hand side, again, that green color vertical button bar, you can see, we call it as a vertical button bar. On right hand side, you can see my cursor movement, and at the end, at the bottom, you can see only one single button is present as of now. That is F12 configure. F12 configure. Why only F12 configure? Because F12 configure plays very, very, very important role in Tally. We will be coming, during our future sessions, I'll be discussing more about F12 configure, how it helps the user. Basically, whatever changes you do on your screen will be changed through F12. Now, when we talk of any software has mainly two components, that is front end and back end. You must have heard about these two words like what is front end and back end. So front end is nothing but what you see on screen, and back end is nothing but your database. In most of the softwares, your database is maintained. You would have heard like, I'm using Oracle database, I'm using SQL database, or I'm using some other database. Some might be using Excel database as well. A few users, in case the program is developed in Foxro, of course, now Foxro is almost redundant language. So in case somebody has developed software in Foxpro, so they might be using the Foxpro database. So see, the database is nothing but, in which the data is stored in a tabled format. So whatever data entry you do in a software through front end, again I say through front end, जो आपको आपके स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है, उसमें से आप जो भी वहां पे एंट्री करते हो, that gets saved in a structured format. ये एक structured format में सेव होता है, that is called database. और ये database आपके backend में रन होती है, तो backend में सेव होता है. When we talk of professional database, which has other advantages as well, but here in case of Tally, when we are talking, Tally has its own proprietary database. So we call it as a Tally's own database. And again, we receive a few questions why Tally is not having the professional database like Oracle or SQL or some other databases. The answer to that is Tally is developed keeping in mind to be used by the small and medium organization. We call it as a SME, small and medium enterprises. So usually most of the times their budget is not that high to buy the professional database. In case you talk Oracle or some other database, then you may have to spend more money because software is one part, that is the front end software. What you purchase is one part which cost you a lot, and again if you are spending on database, then it might not fit in your budget. So that's the reason Tally has kept their own database, and of course this is one of the strongest database. So even though it is developed by Tally and used only by Tally software, please keep it in mind, it is one of the strongest database with the good speed and good functionality and very, very, very less downtime kind of thing. In case it gets corrupted as well, we have got the tools which can autocorrect your database, and which of course very rarely happen. काफी rarely ऐसा situation आता है कि आपका data Tally में corrupt हो सकता है. Okay, now this was the thing, like, I told you about the button bars. Then below you can see, that is at the bottom of the screen, you can see the information panel. We call it as a information panel, again, which is subdivided into different parts. You can see the first part. If you see my cursor movement, it shows the product, and product is Tally.ERP 9. Now our tagline is power of simplicity. Of course, why Tally is called the very simple software, because it's very easy to implement and very easy to use, and that's the reason you shall find so many people using Tally. And even Tally is so common word, like, if anybody wants to try learning some softwares, it always begins with Word, Excel, and Tally. So Tally is, we can say it's in the line of, say, Microsoft Office, wherein it becomes mandatory for people to use Tally along with Word, Excel. So this is possible just because of the power of simplicity what Tally possesses. And this is the present version what we are using it, Tally.ERP 9. The next part it shows it's a version and updates. This particular window can be controlled with Control Alt T. In case your mouse is not working, you can always the keyboard combination keys, that is Control Alt T, to reach to this particular part. It shows my current version is Series A release 6.6.1. So मेरा जो current release अभी working है, that is 6.6.1. But just थोड़ी देर पहले, थोड़ी minutes पहले मैंने आपको कहा कि Tally has come up with the new release, that is 6.6.2, with some minor changes. So in case you are using Tally, you have an option to upgrade your Tally here itself. If I click here, it shows me this is my product releases 6.6.1 installed latest. Of course, the information is not updated here. So I have an option to press F12 and say show all releases. So it shows me 6.6.2 is available. So This is the latest release what is available in Tally. I can just with single click I can update. F6 is the update key. If I say update, Tally will start updating here, right? Then below that you can see some TDLs. TDLs as of now, just few minutes ago. Again, I mean, the beginning of the session, I told you what do I mean by TDL. TDL is a Tally definition language in which we develop different programs and we deploy it along with Tally. So using Tally as a platform, we develop various modules. So in simplified words, what do I mean by TDL? So Tally has one standard invoice format or standard reporting format. In case you have your own requirement, you say like sir, what Tally shows is the very standard format, but I want it with my own format. My name should appear on the top. Below that, it should be seen in color. Beside that, I want my logo to be properly printed, and my format should be little different what Tally shows. My bottom part what Tally prints should not be print like that. I want it in my own format. We say yes, we welcome you. We develop that program. We write the script through using TDL program, that is Tally Development Language Programming, and deliver it to you, and your format will be changed in a desired format by you. This is how we can develop the programs through TDLs using the TDL. And in case any of the TDL is loaded externally, it is listed here that one out of so many files are loaded. In case I have multiple files I have specified on the screen just now I showed. See, there are so many TDL files I have loaded here, right? So out of that, you can see status is not loaded because I don't want to show you Tally with TDLs, because TDL is nothing but we have changed the screens, and which may not be right for me to show you the uh, differently developed screen than the standard one what Tally has. So I have got 0 TDS loaded here. It shows you a serial number. Now, when you install Tally, now I would like to tell all of the participants here, in case you do not have Tally software, yes, you can do that now. You can get 30 days trial free of cost from Tally Solutions Private Limited. You can get in touch with my team member who will help you, team members who will help you downloading and getting it installed on your computers or laptop, and which you can use for next 30 days without any hurdles. Yeah. It shows TSS expiry days. TSS stands for Tally Subscription Services. Okay, so anybody buys Tallies. So Tallies, let me, of course, we are little deviating from the normal Tally training, but I need to provide you this information, which is very useful for you. You need to know. So TSS stands for Tally Software Services. When anybody buys Tally license, which is known as a perpetual license. Perpetual license means a lifetime license. So today's price is 18,000 is the single user price, and 54,000 is the multi-user price. Of course, GST is applied on and above that. So in case somebody buys 18,000 software, then it comes as a lifetime validity, but it comes with 1 year subscription. It comes with 1 year subscription. And you can see my TSS expiry date shown as 28 February. And right? So with the perpetual license, what you buy, Tally always provide you 1 year subscription free. After the expiry of that period, you have a choice whether to renew your subscription or not. You have a choice, and Tally does not force anybody, any of the customer, to renew it. They can request you in case you wish to renew, you can renew. Why it is to be renewed and why the subscription amount is to be paid, we have already listed FAQs on our website, that is www.absoftindia.com. So on which we have listed why TSS is necessary. So TSS gives you the next 1 year's updates, whatever Tally brings in. Those updates you will be eligible to download at free of cost, that is without paying extra money. Then, of course, Tally has certain features like, say, login as remote user. You can see the second option here, login as remote user or data synchronization in Tally, which is available only if you have a valid TSS expiry. अगर आपका TSS valid है, तो ही आपको ये फीचर यूज करने को मिलेंगे। अभी रिसेंटली रिलीज 6.6 जब लॉन्च हुआ, 6.6 में हमें एक नया फीचर मिला है, दैट इज एक्सेस योर टैली थ्रू वेब ब्राउजर। आपके जो टैली के कुछ गिने चुने रिपोर्ट है, मेरे ख्याल से 30 या 35 रिपोर्ट है अभी टैली में, जो आप वेब ब्राउजर पे देख सकते हो। सो वेब ब्राउजर आप अपने मोबाइल पे, अगर इन केस यू आर ट्रैवलिंग, फॉर एग्जांपल यू assume that you are traveling and you need to know what is your cash or bank balance, you want to know what is your outstanding, customers outstanding to be received, you can immediately log in onto your go to your mobile phone, open the browser, either Chrome or the default browser you have, open it, type the wordings www.tallysolutions.com, and then you can, of course, you can go and check the whatever the reporting. Of course, this is not available for all. Whoever is configured to look at your data will be able to access your data, provided one more thing is there. it, in case your tally is off on the main computer, it's not on. I mean, you have not started tally and loaded the company and connected the company, it will not allow the access of that data to anyone. So we assume that your tally is on main server, it is connected to internet, it is connected to tally.net server. Then whoever has the access, whoever through security control, if we have given access somebody, maybe your director of the company or maybe your CFO of the company who has the access to access the data, they will be able to view it on any of the device. It could be your computer, it could be your laptop, it could be your tab, or it could be your mobile phone. So TSS gives you all these features here. Account ID is just the identification ID for you, which can be defined at the time of installation. Gateway and server with ODBC is something technical part and the advanced part. We may learn, maybe at the end of the session or few of the last sessions of what we have. Now, one more question I would like to hear. I'd like to get answer for that from you. Uh, this is our first training session today, which is scheduled from 11:30 to 1. So, which is, of course, we have, and we are anticipating to go it for next 15 days. कि ये next 15 days तक हम ये training लेंगे. But in case if all of you are ready and we can extend a little bit extra time in this session itself, or daily sessions of 11:30 to 1, or maybe 11:30 to 1:15 to 1:30, we can reduce the dates, the number of days, what 15 days it shows. So in case all of you agree, then we can prolong our session on daily basis little bit, little extra, because last batch what I had taken, I completed it almost within 13 to 14 sessions. Why I say 13 to 14? Because one of the sessions was washed out, or we could not complete because of some Zoom licensing issue. What we are using is the Zoom license here. So because of Zoom licensing issue, we could not complete that session. That's the reason I said we completed that in 13 to 14 session. So I believe in case, if all of you agree with certain little extra time, or maybe if we start little early, say 11:15 or 11 to 1 or 1:15, whatever you suggest, we will be able to finish it maybe in 10 days. So in case you think the time is more, the days taken is more, we can reduce our days as well. Anyway, we will begin with the main session of Tally now. We will move on to the main Tally. So before we go ahead, I would like to uh, take you to the installation files of Tally. So I'll just do new share here, and I can show you the installation folder of Tally. This may not be very much important for you, but you need to have knowledge. That is what I believe. Every Tally user need to have knowledge how Tally is Tally being used, or what Tally you are using, how the structure of file structure of Tally is there. So that you can learn it over here. So this is the Tally folder. You can see d:/tally.erp9. This is the drive d: and tally.erp9 is the directory in which I have installed Tally, right? So in which you can see lots of files are there. Of course, there are lots of other files which have been created after installation, because when you install fresh Tally, you can see these files 1, 2, 3, and this one, this one, this, whichever I have selected, those files are default files of Tally. And then you have got a capsule folder, data folder, messages. These are the files and folders which automatically comes in. Of course, language is there. So just why language folder is there, I just would like to explain. Tally does not, Tally, you can operate in multiple languages, not only in English. You can have multiple other languages, Indian languages and Arabic languages inbuilt in Tally. So that's the reason we have got a language folder. Now, little bit explanation about INI. Tally.ini is the initialization file. INI stands for initialization. Prior to Tally.ERP, lots of settings we used to do in this Tally.ini file. Basically, these files instruct the application. Initialize means a beginning. So in the beginning, before the program begins, Tally wants to instruct the program. You should start with this particular settings. So all these settings are listed here, like what is my Tally gateway server? What are the TDL files I want to load, that I list out here? What is my data location? So this is my help file location. You can see help is equal to d colon tally.erp9. And then you have got which default companies to be loaded. I will come to this part. What do you mean by default companies? Basically, whenever you create any data in Tally, जब भी आप कोई भी company Tally में create करते हो, it is always saved in a format like 0001, sorry 4 times 01, या तो 10,000, 10,001, 10,002. इस फॉर्मेट में आपका डेटा सेव होता है, which I would like to show in data. You can see this is how the data for each company is maintained. Okay, और जब भी मैं फिर से Tally के स्क्रीन पे आपको लेके जाऊंगा, when I'll show you the main Tally screen again, and if I click on Tally company, you can see the name of the company along with the data folder listed in front of it. Okay, so this is how it is numbered. So in Tally.ini file, you specify lots of settings. Then your data location, where is your data located? So this is my data location, d colon tally.erp9 data. Oh, I think you're not able to view this file. So yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay, this is the file I was talking about. Sorry, the sharing was not happening. So now I have shared. So this we call is a tally.ini file. Of course, as I said, before launch of tally.erp9, we had to do these settings manually prior to tally.erp version, ERP9 version. But now lots of settings you can do within the application, within the front end of what I said, within the Tally screen. What you can put in all the details. You can input all details, and those get saved in this file. This is my data location. These are my TDL file locations which I want to load along with Tally when Tally wants to connect. You can see there are some other settings, client server port, ODBC, and all those things are there. Language path is there, by which where is your language path or language folder reside. Then we have got a config path. I told you about F12 button. If you remember, when we began our session, at that time I told you on a vertical button bar, the last button was F12 configure. So all the configuration settings will be saved in this folder, and there are some colors and sound and width and height. All these things are there. I'll share my screen once again. So in this screen, whatever settings we save in tally.ini gets saved. I told you about F12 configure path. Just now you saw in tally.ini file, my config location file path was tally.erp9. This was the path. And this is the file, tally CFG. CFG is nothing but configuration, tally CFG of TSF. Why I am telling you this information, why I'm trying to teach you this information, because most of the time when you start operating on Tally, many people say we receive the complaint, sir, I'm saving, I'm going and setting lots of F12 parameters. F12 button में जाके मैं काफी सारे setting yes no कर रहा हूँ, but still it is not getting saved. The next time I start Tally, it comes without those settings, whatever I have saved. So the reason for that, in case your data path is the config file path is wrong, Tally will not save all those settings, and it will always load the default file tallycfg.psf whenever you restart Tally. So just keep it in mind. Then there are some setup files, RDBC, which are big technical files. This is the application file, actual file through which Tally starts. So this is a Tally.exe through which your Tally application gets started. Now coming to data folder, I'll just show you data. I can open any of the folder. You can see it's a combination of few files like .900, .tsf, yeah, .900 and .tsf. So this is the file structure of Tally. Company.900 contains lots of the information about your company, what you type out when you create a company. Manager.900 consists of your masters, that is your accounting masters like ledger, group, and lot of things, masters in terms of stock items, stock group are saved over here. And then transaction manager saves your transaction. Whatever data entry you do gets saved in transaction trn manager, tran manager.900. And tsf files are the temporary files which are created during runtime when you actually start Tally. So this is how the Tally's file structure is. We will move on to the Tally once again. So I'll go onto this Tally screen and start sharing the screen. So this is how my Tally looks like. As I said, it's divided into mainly into two parts. The upper part is all your menu part. The below part is the information panel. And the final, you can see calculator here. Control plus N is the combination key through which you can come to this part. Control N and Control M. The top portion is we call is Control M and Control N. That is how you can switch your control from this window to this window. Even you can do it through mouse click. Now this is the first screen in which you are seeing. This is the gateway of Tally. You can see this is gateway of Tally with certain information menu. That is company information menu is shown on the right hand side of the screen. So this is my company menu, company information, in which I find 6 options. That is select company, login as a remote user, create company, backup, restore, and quick. I think all of these menus are very much self-explanatory. When I say select company, it can select a company which is already pre-created, or maybe whatever you have already created in Tally will be shown in a Tally, this select company option. Login as remote user. Just now I was explaining the benefits of TSS, that is Tally Software Subscription Services. So if you have valid subscription, you will be able to log in as a remote user. Now, how it works, I will just explain you briefly. In case now during this lockdown period, this is very much important. Now during this lockdown period, everybody is sitting at home, or I can say most of the people are sitting at home because they are not allowed to move out, or they are not allowed to attend the office. In this case, in case you wish to work from home, अगर आपको घर से ही काम करना है, तो इसके लिए एक सबसे पहले जरूरी बात, important बात ये है कि your Tally in your office, that is Tally in your office, and the computer on which Tally resides should be on. First of all, it should be on. Tally should be already started on that computer, and then which your company want to access should be on in that computer. तो आपका टैली, पहली बात तो वहाँ का पीसी आपका ऑन होना चाहिए, उसमें टैली ऑन होना चाहिए, और उसमें जो कंपनी आपको एक्सेस करना है वो सिलेक्टेड रहना चाहिए और कनेक्टेड रहना चाहिए Tally.Server. अभी सिलेक्टेड और कनेक्टेड ये कंसेप्ट मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में बताने वाला हूँ कि ये कैसे वर्क होता है. So when I say in case, again, we assume that wo company mein, in that company, we have already configured some users to access it remotely. So for example, suppose you assume that you are the user who is allowed to log in into this company remotely. Then you can go to this login as remote option and you can specify your Tally.net ID and Tally.net password. Now, what is this Tally.net ID? The moment I buy any license, or I take a rental license, or maybe my IT department or my admin configures my ID, that is my email ID, in my security control or my control center. Here you can see control center button. So in this control center button, in case he configures my email ID, for example, my email ID is arun@absoftindia.com. If it is configured in any of the company security control, I immediately get a mail. आप देखते हो कि अभी whenever you download any app on your mobile, you have to get registered. So when you register, immediately you get a mail from that particular app provider or app developer. So same way here, when you connect to Tally.net ID or someone configures your email ID as a Tally.net ID, you immediately get a mail from Tally in the name of Tally.net, and in which your credentials are written. What is your username? What is your password? And you can change your password later on, of course, but through which these credentials, if you can put in here, you can log in remotely into Tally, and it will provide you access of your Tally data located in your office, and you will be able to work on it. You will be able to make data entry. You will be able to view all the reports except for some of the statutory reports. Rest everything can be done as a normal, normal way. What you do in office, the same way you can uh, do it from your home. You will be able to work from your home onto your office PC. In case you want to do data entry, payment entry, sales invoice, anything you want to do, you will be able to do through this feature called login as remote user. Select company. What is select company? So as I said earlier as well, like whenever I have created any of the companies in Tally, you can see there are so many companies already listed. If I mean, just few minutes back I showed you the Tally structure, Tally data file structure, in which I took you to Tally folder, and in that Tally folder you could see lots of number folder, you can see. And I told you same things, this number folder are nothing but the folder for that company. So for example, I have got ABC Mobile is the company, and with the number of which is 10,021. So I'll just again take you back to that file structure, and you can see I'll take you to data folder 10,025. So whichever file with number 10,025 belong to that particular company, right? Here it is 10,021. So 10,021 folder would be there, and your data location is here. If I press backspace, again I say, if you press backspace, you will be able to reach to the data path. ये आपका data path है जिसमें मेरे सारे ये सारी जो कंपनियां हैं ये मैंने सेव की है, या तो ये कंपनी का डेटा मैंने सेव किया है. अभी कभी कभी हमें क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है, समटाइम्स मेनी पीपल आस्क अस क्वेश्चन, लाइक एक टैली में हम कितनी कंपनीज क्रिएट कर सकते हैं? इन वन टैली सॉफ्टवेयर, हाउ मेनी कंपनीज वी कैन क्रिएट? So as such, I can say there is no limit. You can create infinite companies data in Tally, in one single Tally, because one data folder, that is, this is my one data folder within Tally.ERP9 folder. There is a folder called data folder. अभी ये एक डेटा फोल्डर में आई कैन क्रिएट 9,999 companies or 10,000 companies rather, starting with 00001 up to 9999 number. So 10,000 companies I can create in one folder. So if my one folder is gets over, the limit is over, I can create one more called data 1, or I can create one more called data 2, right? So this way I can go on creating multiple folders, in my Tally software. Fine. I hope you understood what I meant to say. Whatever Tally knowledge sharing I want to do, I hope you are clear with that thing. Anyway, we will be moving ahead rather than investing more time onto this part. So select company does some work for you, like whatever companies are already created, you can select them. Okay. But of course, we are not selecting the existing company. What we will be doing, we will be creating a new company, because Tally में नई company कैसे create की जाती है, ये आपको देखना है. You want to learn about creating a new company. So just come to this option called create company and press enter. Okay. Now, the most important thing I just forgot to tell you, Tally works mostly onto two keys, two important keys. Those are enter and escape. In case you want to go inside, you press enter. If you want to come out, you press escape. So these are the most two important keys in Tally through which you can work in Tally on a Tally software, right? So I can go to the create company option here. You can see it shows my directory because what your default directory is said. If you remember in Tally.INI file, I had told you my data folder is so and so. So it was listed as D colon Tally.ERP9. So this is my data folder. I can change in case I want it to be on data one. I can do that data one, but I want to keep my data folder as data itself. So I'll just keep the same thing over here. Now I can type out the name. Now please pay the attention. This is one of the most important part, like creation of company. You should know what are the parameters, what are the fields available on this screen. So please pay attention. I need full attention of yours because I will be asking some of the questions at the end of the session, and I would like to know who are the active members who are listening to my session carefully. I know it could be boring sometimes because when one person is talking and others are listening, it could turn out to be boring unless you have your own computers in front of you and you are trying to practice it out while looking at my session. But I won't suggest that. I would always suggest you post the session. You can just keep the pen and paper ready and you can just keep on noting few new things what you have learned today, and you can practice them out after the end of the session or during the day, whatever, whenever you get a time. At least you can work for half an hour to 1 hour daily, then you can be a master of Tally. Yeah. So here we go, like the name. I need to specify what is the name of my company. So for example, I say name of my company, say we'll take some practical names, say maybe RIL company private limited. So this is my company name, RIL company private limited. It is formed under Companies Act, and that is why it is private limited. It could be public limited. Now, type of companies, type of organizations could be different. One is a proprietorship. Proprietorship is the one which is a single person who is a single owner company. Like whoever is the proprietor, he is the owner of the company. Then the next one comes is the partnership. So partnership firm is nothing but when two or more partners come together, they form a joint venture, they come in partnership, that is called is a partnership firm. Then you can see partnership LLP, which is a new type of formation, which the government has done. So LLP is the limited liability partnership. Okay, the first two are, that is proprietorship and partnership, are the liability companies. That is, in case something goes wrong and I'm liable to pay to my suppliers or whoever I'm liable to pay, then it can be recovered from my personal belongings, not only from my company account, but in case my company account is not sufficient to pay off my debts, my pay off my liabilities, then government may turn back to my personal assets. मेरे जो personal belongings है, शायद मेरे पास कुछ ornaments रहेंगे, cash रहेंगे, कुछ personal bank balance रहेगा. It can be recovered through my personal belongings. So be careful when we say proprietorship or partnership firms, though those carry a risk of unlimited liability. Whereas when I say LLP, limited liability partnership, yes, they have limited liability uh, to the tune of, I can say, whatever stake they have in the company. Suppose मैंने अगर 10 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किया है पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म में, limited liability partnership में, then I will be liable only up to that 10 lakh rupees, and government cannot touch my personal belongings, my personal assets. So this is what limited liability. The same way when I say private limited company, limited is the word. It means I am limited for the liability only to the tune of whatever shares I hold in this company. सपोज मेरे पास 1 करोड़ के शेयर है ये कंपनी में, तो मेरी लाइबिलिटी सिर्फ 1 करोड़ तक की है. यानी वट एवर आई हैव ऑलरेडी इन्वेस्टेड, if the company goes bankrupt, I am going to lose that 1 crore rupees. I do not have to pay it from my personal belonging. So this is the difference in limited liability company and the unlimited liability. Of course, you would have learned all this in case you are a commerce student. You might have learned all this concept in your 11th standard, that is FYGC and SYGC. For the other other members who are not from the commercial commerce background, this could be a very informative things for you. Okay, anyway, now this name I have already typed out. This is my company name. Now, sometimes you could see in Tally, we always specify 20, 20 and 21. So, इसका मतलब क्या है भाई? ये 20-21 यहाँ ब्रैकेट में क्यों लिखा है? The reason for it, in case I'm holding multiple years data, but in a different folder, multiple years data for the same company. Suppose 2010-11 का है, 11-12 का है, 12-13, 13-14, ऐसे 20-21 तक मेरा डेटा उसमें है. तो how I'll be able to identify भाई मुझे कौन सा कंपनी लोड कर रहा है टैली में, क्योंकि which is my current company that I need to know. That's the reason I write it in bracket. This is my 2021 company. Okay, my company name is RIL Company Private Limited. Bracket 2021 fine. तो इस सिलेक्शन में मुझे दिखाई देगा हाँ ये 20-21 वाला कंपनी है. बट ये टैली ने यहाँ पे दो बार क्यों दिया है? नेम भी है, मेलिंग नेम भी है. तो नेम जो है उसको हम कहते हैं दिस इज अ स्क्रीन नेम विच इज डिस्प्लेड एट द टाइम ऑफ सिलेक्शन ऑफ कंपनी कि दिस कंपनी यू नीड टू सिलेक्ट. But do you want this 10, 20, 21 to be printed in all of your documents? आपको ये प्रिंट होना चाहिए क्या 20-21, 20, 20, 21 एवरी टाइम यू प्रिंट इनवॉइस? शुड इट प्रिंट 2021? या तो आपका सिग्नेचर आता है नीचे ऑथराइज सिग्नेटरी फॉर RIL कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड ब्रैकेट 2020 21. ये काफी सारे इनवॉइसेस ऐसे मैंने देखे. So this is the reason because they do not remove this wording. So I can just press end button. मैंने कीबोर्ड पे एंड बटन दबाया और यहाँ पे बैक स्पेस करके ये पोर्शन निकाल दिया. So this is actually my print name. So ऊपर वाला मैं कहता हूँ it is a screen name. जो mailing name है that is my print name. Okay, I will move further. We have address option, so I'll just type out the address, maybe ABC Plaza, or I say RIL Plaza, and I'll say it is Saki Vihar Road, and say Andheri Powai, and say Andheri East. I can say below is Mumbai 40072. Suppose this is my address. Okay, now address line can be of multiple lines. जहां तक आप लिखते जाओगे उतना टैली आपको लिखने को देगा. ये देखिए मैं लिखते जाऊंगा तो वो स्क्वीज होते जाएगा, लेकिन टैली will allow you to write the multiple lines of the company over here, right? So this is how I can write my address here. Then we come to the field called country. अभी ये कंट्री का फील्ड क्यों दिया है भाई? मैं तो टैली इंडिया में यूज कर रहा हूं तो इंडिया बाय डिफॉल्ट लेना चाहिए ना, क्यों? बट नहीं, वैसे नहीं. Now Tally is not only used in India. Tally is being supplied to more than 110 countries. I'll repeat my words. Tally is sold in more than 110 countries जहां पे Tally use होता है. मैंने ये सेशन की शुरुआत में भी आपको कहा कि I was based in Dubai for some time. I was based in Uganda for some time. I have implemented Tally with customization, that is with TDL programming, in Tanzania, Kenya, Nigeria, so many African countries, then few of the Gulf countries like Oman, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and Iran as well. So, where we have supplied the customization. Then if I talk of Southeast, then we have supplied some customization and implementation. We have done training we have provided in Thailand and Malaysia, Singapore. So these are the countries where we have supplied Tally and implemented and provided training. Personally, I had been to these places. I mean, not all of these countries, but many of these countries I have visited many times and being a personal trainer for many of the organizations. So here, when you select the country as India, जो भी इंडिया के लिए जो टैक्स बेसिकली टैक्सेशन है that gets applied for this company. So what are the taxes applicable in India? First is the GST, other one is the TDS. Then we have got a lot of other things, like in case you are using payroll, इंडियन पेरोल आप यूज कर रहे हो तो उसमें आपको PF है, ESIC है, एंड प्रोफेशन टैक्स है, काफी सारे अदर्स है. तो वो जो रिलेटेड आपके स्टैट्यूट से टैक्सेशन है वो आपको इंडियन टैक्सेशन यहाँ पे अप्लाई होता है. Then coming to the state, the next field is called state. If I select Maharashtra, तो महाराष्ट्र के रिलेटेड जो भी स्टेट लेवल के टैक्सेस है वो आपको अप्लाई होते हैं. तो बेसिकली जो टैक्सेशन में दो टाइप के टैक्सेशन होते हैं, डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस एंड इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस. नाउ व्हिच आर द डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस? बेसिकली whatever income tax you pay is the form of direct taxes which directly you pay to government based on income generated by you during the year. But what are the indirect taxes? Now, indirect taxes में जो भी आप जीएसटी पे करते हो, जीएसटी के पहले हमारा था वैट और एक्साइज और सर्विस टैक्स, वैट एक्साइज सर्विस टैक्स, which know them as a indirect taxes. अभी ये indirect taxes हम देखिए, आप कोई भी चीज खरीदते हो दुकान में जाके, सपोज यू बाय ब्रेड और यू बाय आटा और यू बाय एनीथिंग, आपको उस पर एक एमआरपी लिखी होती है, एंड दैट एमआरपी इंक्लूड्स जीएसटी. एंड इन केस आई टॉक प्री जीएसटी एरा, देन व्हिच इंक्लूड्स एक्साइज एंड वैट. तो भाई एक्साइज एंड वैट उसमें लग के आया है, तो आप एक्चुअली पे कर रहे हो क्या डायरेक्टली? नो, यू आर पेइंग इट टू द shopkeeper, and shopkeeper pays it to his distributor, and whatever the difference is paid to the government treasury. So that is how it is indirectly charged to you. You are not paying directly anything to government. So that is why those are called as the indirect taxes. अभी indirect taxes की type कौन से होते हैं? अभी हम इंडिया या तो country level पे कहो तो GST is my indirect tax, right? If we talk on the state level, then profession tax, what you pay on your profession, like in case you are a salaried person, then whatever the whatever salary you get, your profession tax gets deducted. That is the state level tax. Of course, profession tax is applicable all over India, but the rates and structure is little bit different everywhere. So that is why I call it as a state level tax. Or if I talk at the municipal levels taxes, that is your civic taxes, okay, those it's restricted to the district or taluka or the municipal area where you are staying. So you pay property tax, okay, you pay many other charges like say road tax and so many taxes which belong to that civic organization, yeah, the municipal organization. So that is limited. Previously, any civic organization used to collect octroi. If you remember, octroi के बाद LBT आ गया, local body tax. So ये सब civic level के taxes है. इसके लिए हमें यहाँ पे define करना पड़ता है कि मेरा country कौन सा है, which is the state I am operating from, and of course now we do not have civic body here, but which was there in LBT. Anyway, we are moving ahead. Here you can type out your PIN code and which gets printed on your statutory reports, your statutory return, like आपका GST return हो सकता है, TDS return हो सकता है, इसमें आपका PIN code भी print होता है. यहाँ पे मैं अपना phone number type करूंगा. I always insist on you writing this information because ये information आपको आपके सारे documents में print करने में मदद करती है. और अगर आप basically you would be looking at now digital marketing plays very important role. जितना आप digitally आप लोगों के पास पहुंच रहे हैं अपने business या तो services related, you will get more and more business. In case say I want to promote my Tally training, what I can do, I can always pass it a message through WhatsApp, I can pass on a message through Facebook, LinkedIn, and so many other social media platforms we have. But imagine if you do not have the phone number, you do not have mobile number listed onto that, where people are going to contact. It's going to be very difficult. And hence, I always suggest many users to fill in the information, whatever you find in Tally, please fill in the information, which will give advantage in longer run. Fax number is not applicable now. It's almost redundant. I can type my email address. So we'll move fast from here. I can type my website address in case I have got the website. Then I can type down my website address. Here we come, that is books and financial year detail. आपको जो भी Tally में आप नया कंपनी क्रिएट कर रहे हो, इसका financial year begin कभी होता है. So I guess this is very much, I don't have to, I mean almost every person here attending this session would be knowing what is the financial year in India. It's always 1st April to 31st March. अप्रैल से मार्च ये अपना फाइनेंशियल ईयर है, लेकिन काफी सारे अदर कंट्रीज है जिनका फाइनेंशियल ईयर है जनवरी टू दिसंबर. Okay, but in India and few other countries, they still follow the system of April to March as a financial year. ठीक है भाई, टैली ने हमें फाइनेंशियल ईयर टाइप करने के लिए एक फील्ड तो दे दिया, लेकिन ये बुक्स बिगिनिंग क्या है अभी, ये क्यों इतना कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं? सो आई विल आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन कि फाइनेंशियल ईयर वो तो फिक्स है अपना, 1 अप्रैल को चालू होना है तो होना ही है. भले आप बिजनेस कभी भी स्टार्ट करो, आप 1 सितंबर को बिजनेस स्टार्ट करो, 1 जुलाई को स्टार्ट करो, टैली और गवर्नमेंट डज नॉट केयर. गवर्नमेंट विल से जब से आपने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया वहां से 31 मार्च तक आपका रिकॉर्ड बताइए, आपका बुक्स मेंटेन करिए। सो अगर मैं कोई भी बिजनेस मिड ऑफ द ईयर चालू कर रहा हूँ 1 सितंबर को, तो आई कैन राइट माई बुक्स बिगिनिंग डेट एज दैट पर्टिकुलर डेट, ओके, कि ये डेट में मैंने मेरा बिजनेस चालू किया है। सो दिस इज हाउ बुक्स बिगिनिंग डेज प्लेज इंपॉर्टेंट रोल। या तो मैंने किसी और सॉफ्टवेयर से या तो मैनुअल अकाउंटिंग से टैली में इस दिन शिफ्ट किया है 1/9, बट आई डू नॉट वांट टू डू एनी हिस्टोरिकल एंट्री राइट फ्रॉम 1 अप्रैल, वो काफी ज्यादा होगा। इसके लिए मैं यहाँ पे ओपनिंग बैलेंस लेता हूँ एज ऑन 1 सितंबर 2020 एंड आई विल स्टार्ट ऑपरेटिंग माय बिजनेस फ्रॉम दिस डेट। Anyway, I'm just putting that big date back. I assume this RIL company private limited is in existence as on 1 April 2020 और इसके लिए मैं बुक्स बिगिनिंग डेट भी वही देता हूँ। कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल। अभी सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल क्या होता है? इट्स अगेन सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी कि कोई भी चीज आप कोई भी डेटा इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज एनी डेटा यू नीड टू सेफगार्ड योर डेटा। सो इसमें टैली में हम हमें दो तरीके से सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल है अवेलेबल है। वन वी कॉल इट इज अ टैली वॉल्ट। वॉल्ट यानी पूरा वॉल्ट जैसा हो गया, आपने एक बार इसमें डेटा डाल दिया तो वो कोई भी तोड़ नहीं सकता, वो वॉल्ट कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता। तो वो डेटा के अंदर कोई भी थर्ड पार्टी इंट्रूड नहीं कर सकता, या तो आपका डेटा चोरी नहीं कर सकता, या चोरी कर भी लिया तो भी इसको ओपन नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि उसमें वॉल्ट में सेफ है। नाउ व्हाट इज द वॉल्ट? व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ वॉल्ट? आपने हमेशा देखा रहेगा, या तो आपका खुद का बैंक वॉल्ट भी रह सकता है कि आप बैंक में जाओगे तो आपका लॉकर फैसिलिटी आता है, तो एक एक वॉल्ट में रखा जाता है। एक पूरा स्टील का डोर रहता है, बड़ा जाड़ा जाड़ा ऐसा, जो which cannot be opened or which cannot be or which is very difficult to break into. So you go inside and you operate your locker, so which is kept in the vault. The same concept is here. So when I say use Tally vault password, when I say use Tally vault password, your data gets encrypted. Encrypted यानी वो मशीन लैंग्वेज में encrypt हो जाता है, पूरा मशीन लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है। एंड इवन दो यू ट्राई टू रिकवर, आप अगर डेटा फाइल को वहां पे ओपन करके देखोगे, कुछ भी करके देखोगे, आपके पास अगर वैलिड पासवर्ड नहीं है, आपके पास वैलिड पासवर्ड नहीं है, तो यू वोंट बी एबल टू get into the data, or any third person cannot be get inside the data, right? So please use this wisely. I again repeat my words, please use this feature wisely. अगर आपने टैली वॉल्ट पासवर्ड यहाँ पे स्पेसिफाई कर दिया, राइट, और आप अपना खुद का वॉल्ट पासवर्ड भूल गए, कभी कभार क्या होता है, आपका प्रीवियस ईयर का डेटा है, जब तक आप यूज में रखते हो तब तक आपको वॉल्ट पासवर्ड याद रहता है, लेकिन आपने कहाँ पे लिख के नहीं रखा और आप वो पासवर्ड भूल गए प्रीवियस डेटा का, तो यू विल बी इन अ soup. It will be very difficult for you to get that data back. So please use this feature wisely. Unless is really needed, do not use this feature of Tally Vault. We have got a normal security control. Use security control, yes. ये अगर मैं यूज करता हूं तो टैली मुझे नॉर्मल सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल यूज करने की इजाजत देता है, जिसमें यू कैन सी नेम ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर इज देयर, सो आई कैन टाइप द नेम ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर एज ए. I'm keeping it quite simple. Of course, you can type your own name and a good password, combination password. So I'm typing A and repeat password as A. ये देखिए हमें यहाँ पे एक ये आया था कि forgetting, sorry, I pressed enter immediately. Forgetting your password will render your data unusable. So please don't forget your password. So we have got name administrator, password, and repeat password. Then we have got a tally audit feature in case you have got a team of accounting people who are working for you, जो एक साथ डेटा एंट्री करते हो, जिसमें जूनियर लेवल के लोग हैं, मिड लेवल के लोग हैं और सीनियर लेवल के लोग हैं। तो जूनियर लेवल के लोग जो भी काम कर रहे हैं, डेटा एंट्री कर रहे हैं, एंड द सीनियर पीपल वुड लाइक टू ऑडिट दोज एंट्रीज, देन यू कैन यूज दिस फीचर एज यूज टैली ऑडिट। अगर आपने इसको यस रखा तो आपको टैली ऑडिट वो आप कर सकते हैं, सीनियर लोग कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद में एक ऑप्शन है डिसअलो ओपनिंग इन एजुकेशनल मोड. Now this feature was not available in Tally previously, but yes, of course, just because yes, so disallow opening in educational mode. Previously क्या होता था, being Tally data कोई भी इसका बैकअप ले सकता है और कोई भी कहाँ पे भी रिस्टोर कर सकता है, और Tally एप्लीकेशन तो एवरीवेयर इज अवेलेबल. सो इन केस मैं ऑफिस का डेटा मेरे पेन ड्राइव में कॉपी कर लूँ और घर पे जाके रिस्टोर कर लूँ, फाइन, मेरे पास अभी ये वर्जन नहीं है, रेगुलर वर्जन नहीं है, मैंने एजुकेशनल वर्जन डाउनलोड किया और उसमें मैं यूज करना चाहूँ, तो ये सेटिंग अगर यस है, Tally will not allow you to open that data. So do remember, in case I put that setting disallow opening in educational mode, Tally will not allow me to use that data, right? And then coming to the base currency information. Now when I say I'm creating a company, I need to know, basically, I need to set which currency I'm going to use, because currency के बिना आपका तो काम ही नहीं कल चल सकता. So you need to set currency. So yes, I am based in India. अगर मैं इंडिया में based हूँ तो मेरा base currency symbol रहेगा rupees, उसका formal name रहेगा INR, and then rest of the information is there. Each symbol suffix to amount. अगर आपको symbol suffix चाहिए, prefix, this is not very important information. So please do not pay. I mean, you don't have to concentrate more onto this. But suffix symbol to amount, यानी suffix चाहिए, prefix चाहिए. Prefix यानी पहले दिखता है और suffix यानी बाद में दिखता है. So आपको rupees 1000 दिखना चाहिए या 1000 रुपये दिखना चाहिए. This is the meaning of it. यूज स्पेस बिटवीन अमाउंट एंड सिंबल. आपको स्पेस अमाउंट और सिंबल के बीच में स्पेस चाहिए क्या, यानी र स्पेस 1000 चाहिए या र 1000 चाहिए, दैट यू कैन डिफाइन. Show amount in millions. Now we are being operating in India. We always use crores and lakhs and thousands. But whereas all of the Western countries always use it in a million format, so their comma placing is different in million than our lakhs and crores format. So in case you want to visit it use in millions, you can set this option as yes. नंबर ऑफ डेसिमल प्लेसेस, आपको कितने डेसिमल प्लेसेस यूज करने हैं टैली में वो आप डिफाइन करते हो. तो 2 डेसिमल प्लेसेस मुझे यूज करने हैं, तो आई कैन सेट इट एट 2. एंड वर्ड रिप्रेजेंटिंग अमाउंट आफ्टर डेसिमल, आई कैन से पैसे, सो आई कैन टाइप दैट पैसे. नंबर ऑफ डेसिमल प्लेसेस फॉर अमाउंट इन वर्ड्स 2, डिफाइन दैट, से एक्सेप्ट यस, एंड इट विल लोड योर टैली. ये देखिए, जैसे मैंने एक्सेप्ट यस कहा तो टैली में वो RIL कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड का डेटा लोड हो चुका है. नाउ और एक ऑप्शन मैं आपको बताना भूल गया, जैसे मैंने कंपनी सेव करने का चाहा, जो कंपनी डेटा आई वाज ट्राइंग टू सेव, वहां पे मुझे एक्सेप्ट यस और नो पूछ रहा था. तो टैली में आपको मोस्ट ऑफ द स्क्रीन पे एक्सेप्ट यस और नो का ऑप्शन आने वाला है. तो यस, यू कैन प्रेस आइदर वाई एज अ बटन, वाई बटन टू से यस, और एन बटन टू से नो. या तो अगर आपको एक्सेप्ट यस कर रहा है तो आप एंटर प्रेस करते हो कि आगे बढ़ो, या तो एस्केप बटन प्रेस करो, यानी नो, पीछे जा. So these are the 4 keys you can use for yes or no, right? Now just being, I have already put in my security controls in place. मैंने वहां पे security admin का नाम लिखा है, admin का पासवर्ड डाला है. तो कंपनी लोड करने से पहले टैली मुझे पूछ रहा है कि if you are the authenticated user, please provide your credentials. So my name of the user is A, my password is A. ये देखिए, मेरा कंपनी लोड हो गया है. अभी मैंने आपको याद रहेगा कि बिगिनिंग ऑफ द सेशन कहा था, गेटवे ऑफ टैली आई कैन फाइंड इन 2 स्क्रीन्स, दैट इज बिफोर लोडिंग द कंपनी एंड आफ्टर लोडिंग द कंपनी. अभी आपको समझ में आ गया मुझे क्या कहना था. गेटवे ऑफ टैली, ये मेरा टाइटल बार है, आई कॉल इट एज अ टाइटल बार, राइट? गेटवे ऑफ टैली. अभी ये गेटवे ऑफ टैली, ये देखिए, मैं फिर से ये कंपनी क्लोज करता हूँ. यहाँ पे मुझे शट कंपनी का ऑप्शन है, शट कंपनी यानी क्लोज कंपनी. एक्सक्यूज मी. देखिए, ये बिफोर सिलेक्शन ऑफ कंपनी था गेटवे ऑफ टैली. काफी सारे बटन्स नहीं थे, और जैसे मैं सिलेक्ट कंपनी ऑप्शन पे आ गया और यहाँ पे मैंने RIL टाइप किया. अगर मुझे RIL याद नहीं है तो आई कैन टाइप एनी वर्ड 2020 21, तो भी वो मुझे, यानी एनी वर्ड इन दैट स्ट्रिंग यू कैन टाइप आउट टू सिलेक्ट द कंपनी. तो ये देखिए, RIL कंपनी वाज माय कंपनी, सो आई एम चूजिंग दैट कंपनी. ये देखिए, अभी ये सिलेक्शन के बाद मेरा गेटवे ऑफ टैली चेंज हो गया काफी. यहाँ पे मुझे करंट पीरियड दिखाई दे रहा है, करंट डेट दिखाई दे रही, RIL कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, और नो वाउचर्स एंटर, डेट ऑफ लास्ट एंट्री. इसमें अभी तक कोई वाउचर एंट्री हुई नहीं, तो वो मुझे बता रहा है देयर इज नो वाउचर्स एंटर्ड. अभी मेरा देखिए, गेटवे ऑफ टैली का मेनू भी काफी तरह से चेंज हुआ है. मेरे यहाँ राइट साइड में काफी सारे बटन, वर्टिकल बटन बार है, उसमें काफी बटन्स एक्टिवेट हुए. सिलेक्ट कंपनी, शट कंपनी, डेट, पीरियड, कंपनी, कंपनी इन्फो, कनेक्ट, डिस्कनेक्ट. अभी ये कनेक्ट की मैं बात कर रहा था, तो अगर आपको याद रहेगा तो मैं हमेशा जब भी लॉग इन एज रिमोट की बात कर रहा था, और मैं हमेशा कह रहा था आपको कि आपको कंपनी कनेक्टेड चाहिए, तो यू हैव कनेक्ट बटन हियर. अगर आप कनेक्ट करोगे तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे मुझे एक फीचर ऐड करना होगा। तो ये मैं आपको बाद में बताता हूँ ऑफकोर्स, लेकिन मैं आपको कनेक्ट का एक ऑप्शन बता रहा था, हेलो ब्राउजर एक्सेस, ये कैसे होता है। ये देखिए कनेक्ट जब आप करते हो तो यहाँ पे आई थिंक आई नीड टू टेक द स्लाइड। तो ये जो जो आप अभी कनेक्ट देख रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे देखिए ब्रैकेट में सी आ गया, और ये ऐसे इस तरह कनेक्टेड है, तो ही मैं मेरा डेटा एक्सेस कर सकता हूँ, राइट। ये एक्सेस कैसे होता है ये भी मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ, तो चलिए वो भी देख लेते हैं। इससे पहले कि मैं आपको ये एक्सेस कैसे होता है ये दिखा दूं, आई वुड लाइक टू सिलेक्ट वन मोर कंपनी, सो आई हैव गॉट ऑप्शन हियर। ये देखिए, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट कनेक्ट, नाउ डिसकनेक्ट ऑप्शन हैज बीन एक्टिवेटेड, but still company option, you can see this company button is there, which is still in deactive mode. So I can just choose select company option, and I'll say I want to select one more company. Basically, this is the company I used in my previous training session, which we finished yesterday. हम जो 15 दिन का ट्रेनिंग सेशन ले रहे थे, ये कंपनी में मैंने पूरा डेटा डलवाया है, तो आई एम लोडिंग दैट कंपनी। अभी देखिए इसमें से RIL company private limited is connected and Tally software demo company private company is not connected. So in case I want to connect this company as well, I can connect it over here, right? सो अभी दो कंपनीज कनेक्ट हुए। सो सबसे पहले मैं आपको यही फीचर आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि जो मैंने आपको ये देखिए कंपनी इंफो में दिखाया था, सॉरी द मेन स्क्रीन पे दिखाया था कनेक्ट एज अ रिमोट यूजर। सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल लॉग इन, आई विल स्टार्ट माय ब्राउजर। ये मैंने ब्राउजर स्टार्ट किया और ये स्क्रीन मैं आपको शेयर करता हूँ अभी मेरे ब्राउजर की। ये देखिए ब्राउजर की स्क्रीन शेयर की आपको। अभी यहाँ पे मैं www.tally.solutions.com पे जाता हूँ। ये देखिए tally.solutions.com, ये पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट पे आई हैव gone. Okay, now coincidentally we are on to this screen. I would like to tell, in case anybody want to use Tally, full-fledged Tally for next 30 days, can download this year, run your business digitally with Tally.ERP 9 30-day free pack, and you can click on this get pack option and you can fill in all the details like name, phone number, email ID, pin code. Select partner, may you can choose our partner Absoft Solutions. So the inquiry will come to us and my team will be able to help you out installing the package. Get the pack and it will start downloading your software. Okay, anyway, we are not trying to get into that. So what I'll do, I have a login option. ये login option है। जैसे मैंने वहाँ पे sorry, actually I needed to do one more thing. Okay, I will take you back to Tally first. I'll take you back to Tally here because yeah, I wanted to show you before I should be able to access the data remotely. I need to do some settings. So ये company info menu है. I can go to company info menu. I can go to secondary control. I can go to users and password. और यहाँ पे मैंने देखिए मेरा email ID स्पेसिफाई किया है arun@absoftindia.com, and उसमें yes allow browser access, yes allow remote access, yes, ये दोनों चीजों को मैंने यस सेट किया है, और इस वजह से मुझे ये दोनों कंपनी वहां पे दिखाई देने वाली है। सो आई विल गो टू अगेन माय ब्राउजर। सो ये ब्राउजर में I'll be putting my credential, that is arun@absoftindia. My password, and I'll still log in. See, I'm logging into. Yeah. Okay. See, now I have already logged in, but it says something went wrong. Please try again. Okay, I'll just try to log in once more in case there is some problem from Tally side. Yeah, okay, it's taking me back to the login page again. Okay, I'm changing my role as a customer. So you can see RIL company private limited connected, Tally software demo company private limited connected. So in case I want to view all the reports of this company, it's so easy. See, the same Tally, what I'm seeing on my screen in Tally, I can access it into my web browser. मुझे बैलेंस शीट देखनी है तो मैं बैलेंस शीट देख सकता हूँ and see the speed. It's very lightning speed you can go into, and you can say okay, change report. If I want to see bills receivable, I can go to bills receivable. Again, I can go to change report. I can say I want to see my cash and bank book. Yes. So it shows my cash and bank book. Very easy to use. This is how you can use login as a remote user. Sorry, accessing the data through browser. Actually, this is not a login as a remote user. Login as a remote user, again, is something different, which basically I need to log in through Tally. See the difference. I am logging through browser and logging through my Tally. So in case I want to start one more Tally session, suppose this is my already Tally on here. Now how login as remote user works, I'll show you. Tally.ERP9. I'll start one more session. I'll say new share, and this is my new Tally, you know, and I can say login as remote user. I can log in my credentials here. I can log in my password. I may input my password. ये देखिए यहाँ पे it shows me which are the companies are connected and I can able to. Now जो पहला वाला option था viewing Tally reports in browser, which will not allow you to make any changes, which will not allow you to make any data entry. But yes, in this thing I will be able to, whatever data entry I wish to do, I can do that data entry here. ये देखिए टैली सॉफ्टवेयर डेमो कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड यहाँ पे लॉगिन एज रिमोट यूजर के थ्रू शुरू हुआ है एंड आई विल बी एबल टू डू एनी ट्रांजैक्शन आई वांट. सपोज आई वांट टू चेंज माय टुडेस डेट टू 25, दैट इज 20 मई 20th May. I want to change. I can do that. I can enter any transaction. It works little delayed based on your internet bandwidth, of course. So you might not get the same experience what you operating on a single machine Tally or in a LAN environment. But you will be able to make the data entry and you will be able to save that data into Tally database, which gets saved onto the computer located in your office. जो भी आपका computer office में located है वहाँ पे ये data save होता है when you say login as a remote user. I hope you understood this concept, how to work as a login as a remote user. I will go back to my original screen again, that is original Tally. Yes, so this is how you can open multiple companies in Tally and you can log in as a remote user, or you can view your Tally data on a remote browser access. Of course, I don't say just displaying you or demonstrating these things to you during training session will help you immediately to configure it to work as a login as a remote user, or maybe which will help you to go through on browser and access your data. Yes, you will need little bit of our help. In case you need any kind of help, please get in touch with my team members and they will be happy to help you out configuring these particular things, whatever you are learning about accessing data through web browser and accessing data through remote connection. You will be able to do that. So we would like to move fast again because we are running short of time as usual. So anyway, you can see there is a current period. Current period is by default loaded as your financial year. Apna financial year hai 1/4/2020 to 30/3 2021. So that can be changed in case you have got a multiple years data in a same company. I repeat my words. In case you have got multiple years data, यानी previous year का data भी आपका इसमें है, आप इसमें अगर डलवाना चाहते हो तो you can, already है and you want to access, then you can do that. You can do that. You can change the financial year and start working onto it. Otherwise, whatever financial year is selected, Tally will allow you to do data entry for that financial year only. Current date is by default set as your date of last entry जो पहले था 16 May. अभी हमने 20 मई का एंट्री किया, so my current date will not get changed automatically. So यहाँ पे 20 मई का है. So if I go here, because my current date was already pre-selected 16 May, it's not getting changed unless and until I go and change it over there. I can change it through option current date, that is 25, or I can change it here. See, date and period options are here, right? Same options like what I clicked here, same way you can press Alt F2. Now, okay, you might be wondering, like say, अरे यहाँ पे F2 तो दो बार दिखाई दे रहा है, F1 दो बार दिखाई दे रहा है, F3 दो बार दिखा रहा है. लेकिन change is, if you look at F1 is normal F1, select company, and there is one underline F1 that is called Alt. One underline is the meaning of it, Alt. So in case you want to operate through your keyboard, you need to press Alt F1 key to shut company. That is, shut company option is there. Same way, Alt F2 will allow you to change period. ये देखिए period का option है. Company. Now, okay, we are coming to this part wherein now if you see, if I press F1, that is select company. यहाँ पे so many companies are already created. So if I select one more company, then third company has been loaded here. At the time, I have loaded 3 companies. So basically, Tally allows you to select multiple companies at a time. You can choose 10, 12, 15, 20, whatever number of companies you want to select, you can select at a time on a screen. Now you must be wondering, what is the benefit of selecting so many companies at a time? Why do I need that? But yes, if it is a very big organization which is working as a group of companies and they have so many member companies under their group, they want to do view the reports many times, during the day. They want to toggle through different reports of different companies at a time, then this feature is helpful. I will show you the usefulness of this feature. But before that, you need to understand what is the meaning of select companies, selected companies, created companies, and active companies in Tally. So if I press a button, select company, these all companies what are listed here, we call it as a created companies in this Tally data path. In this Tally data path, I have created so many companies, right? But out of them, only 3 of the companies I have selected, that is ABC Mobile, RIL Company Private Limited, and Tally Software Demo Company Private Limited. These are the 3 companies I have already selected in Tally. So number of created companies are so many, and out of them, 3 companies I have selected at a time. At a time, मैंने यहाँ पे 3 Tally companies select की है. लेकिन क्या मैं एक ही साथ ये तीनों कंपनी में डेटा एंट्री कर सकता हूँ? Can I make data entry in all these 3 companies at a time? No, not at a time. I can work only in one company at a time. And for that reason, I need to choose which is my active company. मैंने 3 कंपनी तो सिलेक्ट कर लिया है यहाँ पे, लेकिन इसमें से कौन सी मेरी एक्टिव कंपनी है? So you can look at it. 3 companies are there, but out of that, whatever shown in bold letters on the top is the active company. So ABC Mobiles is my active company. How do I change my company? Now, if you remember, I said this company option was deactivated when once company was selected. Now, after selecting 3 companies at a time, this company option has already been active. It's in active mode. I can click here and change my active company. See now, ABC company, ABC Mobiles has been changed to RIL Company Private Limited. In case I want to change it through mouse click, very simple method. Just click on the company you want to be an active company. So you can change your active company the way you want. So we have got option here, company option, right? Now, how it benefits you, we will look into that. But before we get into benefits, I want to show you the company alteration screen because you already created a company called RIL Company Private Limited. I want to change some data out of that. So I can get into company info and I have got option of alter company data. You can choose the company which you want to alter. And in case you want to change, say, mobile number, or you want to say change email ID, you can do that. Or in case you want to change the email ID of the administrator, because we have logged in as the administrator, you can change the admin login, that is admin username and admin password. Or you want to change the password, say I want to change the password, it will ask me for the old password. So I can input old password and change my password as well. ये हो गया company alterations का screen. उसके बाद में हम आते हैं how the selection of multiple companies will help me. So if I go to data entry mode, see my active company is RIL Company Private Limited. Just pay attention here. It is RIL Company Private Limited. If I go to accounting vouchers, my company name shown is RIL Company Private Limited. Can you see on the top on the title bar? So if I want to change my company during data entry, I have option of company. and I can change the data entry to that company. Okay, अगर मुझे ये कंपनी में डेटा एंट्री करनी है तो yes, I can do it. अगेन मैं एक सपोज 100 रुपए का एक वाउचर बना रहा हूँ. ये 100 रुपए का वाउचर बनाया, कैश को क्रेडिट कर लिया एंड आई एम सेविंग. You I mean from non-accounting background people may not understand debit credit, which will be covering that part during data entry. As of now, I'm just making a simple data entry to make you understand how the active company or selection of multiple companies help you out during data entry and viewing reporting. So ये देखिए टैली ऊपर ध्यान दीजिए यहाँ पे टैली सॉफ्टवेयर डेमो कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड is shown here. If I say accept, yes, I can press enter or I can press Y to accept. ये देखिए immediately it has got back to RIL company private limited to my active company, back to my active company. Can you see? So this is how at a time I can do data entry in different companies by pressing F3 button, company button. Now we are moving to the part how I can, how it can be benefited viewing different reports of different companies at the same time. Example, assume that these are all your group companies. आपकी ये group company में ये तीनों company है. आप इनकी balance sheet देखना चाहते हो. So ये मेरा Reliance company private limited है, which is blank as of now because we are not entered any data into it. We are not entered any masters. We are not created any masters. We are not created any data entry. So this is my balance sheet. So I want to compare this balance sheet with my member companies. What I can do, you can just look at these buttons. New column, alter column and auto column. New column यानी alt C button है, alt C press करके मैं I can choose different company and I can select one more company at a time and I can see the reporting of different companies on the same screen for two companies. Fine, I'll just come out this screen again. I'll go back to balance sheet. If I go to auto column option, I have an option called company. यानी अगर मैंने 10 कंपनियां लोड की है तो आई कैन नॉट कीप ऑन प्रेसिंग ऑल्ट सी ऑल्ट सी ऑल्ट सी ऑल्ट सी 10 टाइम एंड चूज कंपनी एवरी टाइम. Simple, just go to auto column, choose company option. It will select all three companies, all the companies which are already loaded and loaded in Tally as of now. For all those companies, it will show you the balance sheet. It could be balance sheet, it could be any report. You have got different reports here, account reports. So if I want to see trial balance, I can see trial balance. If I want to see, say, profit and loss account, I can see profit. So any report which are available here, which are available for comparison, you can see on one single screen. Don't you think this is very important feature on MI's point of view? अगर आपकी management आपको कहती है कि I want report of all my three or maybe all my member companies on a single screen or maybe on a single paper, this is the report which will help you out. You don't have to take every individual report to Excel and then copy the data. No, you can configure your report here and you can print that report. In case you want to export, you have export button. See print button, export button. You can export this button as export this. Click on export button. You have option in which format you want to export. ASCII data limited, comma limited, Excel, spreadsheet, HTML for web publishing, JPEG, that is image file, PDF is a PDF document, or XML, which is for data interchange. In case you want to. Okay, so this is the way you can use, and in case you want to export in a Excel format, see how easy it is. Just click on, sorry, I clicked on XML. I will go back to Excel and you can see you have got different options: output sheet name, update existing file. In case you have got same file name already existing in data path, then you can update the same file, else you say no, it will overwrite the file. Open exported file, yes. See, it takes few seconds and the report is here. Of course, I need to share that report. See, this is the report. What you saw on screen is available in Excel. Very simple method. And after that, in case you want to do some calculation, recalculation, manipulations, you will be able to do it in Excel. Whatever reporting you have got over here. I hope you understood this feature so that we can move on to the next session, or maybe very soon, in few minutes, we'll stop today's session. I know you might have got bored with, my continuous lectures what I'm giving for last 1.5 hours. So thank you for your patience and listening me patiently. I hope so. You are listening me patiently. So this is a way you can use this reporting. In case I want to view the stock summary, suppose I have got three different locations or three different companies, then you have got inventory button option here, and you can view the stock summary on a single screen. अच्छा रिपोर्ट है ना आपके लिए? अगर आपका सेम गुड्स में आप डील करते हो and your same goods is lying in different companies. Thank you, Anjali ji. Thank you for your appreciation. Yeah. So I can look at this stock summary report of different companies in case my all of my three companies dealing in same product, but my companies are different. I can view this report. What is my particular, say for example, I have got LG LED TVs. I'll explode, say LG 40-inch LED TV. इसका RIL में कितना स्टॉक है, Tally सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी में कितना स्टॉक है, ABC मोबाइल में कितना स्टॉक है, that I'll be able to view it on single screen. Very, very useful report, and you can explore it more. As I said, you need to practice it out. Showing me, demonstrating me will help you to certain extent, say 30 to 40%, you can memorize that. But unless and until you go and practice it out, it will not register in your mind. So please do practice, and spend some time, at least half an hour to 45 minutes, to know how it works, how we have created the company, how we loaded multiple companies in Tally, what are the buttons available on the top, on the vertical, and in the bottom that you can learn about. I'll just take 5 minutes of your, and then I'll finish the session because I need to complete my company information menu. As I said, we have seen select company, set company, date, period, company, connect button, disconnect button. Synchronize is something advanced thing, so I'm not going to show. Tomorrow we'll be looking at our features, affiliate features, because when you create any blank company in Tally, you need to set what feature would you like to use, because Tally has given so many host of features, hundreds of features Tally has given, but those may not be applicable practically to your business. So don't activate unnecessarily, don't activate all the features just because it is available to you, because it will trouble you during the time of data entry. So please choose your features wisely, and those features how you can choose wisely, I will explain you in a tomorrow's session. Meanwhile, we complete our session with this company information menu. I think most of them we have already covered, so it will not take more than 5 minutes. Select company option, you have seen. Connect company option, you have seen. Disconnect company, you have seen. Connectivity status, now how many companies are connected and what are the settings we have done is displayed here. Like say ABC mobile connected for browser access, no. I hope you remember what is browser access, and I hope you remember how we connected remotely. I showed you both the instances. One was going through browser and accessing the reports. Second, connecting through net services, that is login as remote user and access Tally data, enter Tally data as I normally do in my office. So only thing that I am operating remotely. Set company we have seen, so which closes the company. Create company again takes you the same screen which we have already seen how to create a new company. Create group company, yeah, this is one of the, again, one more important feature. Like say I want to create a group company data, I can create a group company. Say for example, my company group name is RIL group, so I'll create, say RIL group. Address I can put in, country I can put in, state I can choose, and I can say these are my member company. ये मेरे member company है जो RIL group में है. तो ये क्या होगा? See, I'll close the company, shut company, I'll shut all companies. Alt F1 is the button, very short, very much, it's a good shortcut key. So if I say RIL, now see RIL is a group company. Can you see? Here it is written as group company. So if I choose group company, I enter the password and see all three companies are loaded at a time. And when I see RIL as a group, I want to see balance sheet. It will show me the total balance sheet, combined balance sheet of all my member companies. But I want to see individual as well. So I can choose my individual companies. And the third one I'll choose, that is ABC Mobiles. Sorry, I have not chosen Tally software, right? See, this is the way you can have the combination. You can see it's a summation. Current liabilities in Tally software demo company is 4,44,000 and ABC Mobiles has 3,359. So total of that is 38. So this is how you can manage your group company. I hope you like this feature because very useful in case you are handling multiple companies for a group. RL Company Private Limited, and I'll say Tally Software F1 Tally Software Company Private Limited. I'll enter the passwords, yeah, and I'll go back to that company information menu, and you can see we have seen create group company. How to create group company? In case you want to alter, you can load that company and alter the group company. Security control is, it's a vast subject, so I'll just run through how the security control works. I can define the different usernames and passwords from them over here. What is the level of data entry? Say owner is the one. Then we have created few more data security types over here, like data entry owner one. Of course, you may not understand it as of now unless and until we teach you how security control works. But we will be covering that in the latter part of session. In case you want to set a password policy for users, you can activate the password policy. How much minimum password length you want? Specify advanced parameters. Do you want to use special characters and all? Password expires after how many days? In case you do not want your password should expire or your user password should not expire, then make it 0. Notify users before password expires, yes or no. Restrict the use of old password. All these things can be defined. The parameters can be defined. Password policy can be defined over here. Change Tally Vault. Of course, I have warned you about Tally Vault. In case you have given a Tally Vault and in case you want to change the Tally Vault password, then you can do it over here. Or if in case you want to set a new Tally Vault for this company, you can go to change Tally Vault option. Split company data, as I told you, in case I have got multiple years data in one company, then I can split that company data in a different financial years. So that option is available here. If I choose here, select company, it shows me from which date you want to split the data, and that date is displayed, the probable date is displayed. So in case I want to change it to 1/4/20, I can do that. Okay, of course my data should be available from that, otherwise I can choose 1/4/21, so to split it, right? So this is how you can split company data. It's very simple. Before you split the company data, you can verify company data. In case there are any errors, verify company data will show you, display you that error and allow you to correct those errors. Finally, backup and restore. These are very important and sensible topic. I guess you would be already tired now with 1.5 hours or 1 hour 45 minutes session today. So I will just try to cover this backup and restore because I want you people to be with the fresh mind to listen to me how backup and restore works and how important the backup and restore are. So we will end our session for today here itself. I hope you like the session and you understand what I wanted to convey, whatever the knowledge sharing I wanted to do. Hope you have understood everything. In case you have got any queries, any questions, please unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Alternatively, you can type it in chat box and you can send us the query. Third, one more option is there. You can write, you can send us a message on a WhatsApp media, and we will be answering your queries. Either way, whatever way is suitable to you, you can take your time and you can ask us the questions. Maybe another 2 minutes, and then I will close the session in case I do not receive any questions from you. But meanwhile, I would like to know, definitely I would like to know, how did you find the session? Is it useful? Am I boring? Do you have any suggestions? Please do suggest. Please send us recommendations, and we'll try to implement those. So that we can say make our sessions more beautiful and more informative kind of, and very attentive session we can make in case you wish to. Thank you, Rajesh ji. Thank you so much. I mean, these appreciative words will definitely help us to do it more better and professional manner. Thank you. Thank you, Santosh ji. So in case you wish any of your members, any your known people, thank you, Melvin ji, Kanchan ji, thank you. So, in case you have any other member who would like to join this session, yeah, tomorrow, yes, we'll be starting 11:30. Of course, unless and until I receive feedbacks from other people as well to start it little early, then we can think of starting early as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, we can start at 11, but as I said, unless and until I get the confirmation from other people, we will not be. So thank you so much. I will continue taking